Tell me if you've ever had this happen. You're grinding and grinding a boss or slayer monster in Runescape, looking for that one specific drop to help you finish your log or progress your ironman or whatever it is you're interested in, and you just can't get it. Hundreds of kills turn to thousands of kills, and if things really suck, tens of thousands. What I'm here to tell you is, unfortunately for most people, you aren't actually all that unlucky, even if it feels like you are. If you want to know why and why I think this fact necessitates bad luck mitigation for all rare drops going forward, sit back, relax, and let's do this. If you're going to talk about bad luck, you have to define what bad luck actually is. Everyone has different tolerances for these kinds of things, but let's go through a brief thought experiment to see where your own tolerance and my own tolerance is. Imagine you're standing next to another person, and a third individual walks up and randomly chooses one of you from the pair. If you were chosen, would you feel like that was really unlikely? I wouldn't in this case. I mean, it's 50-50 odds. But what if you were chosen from a group of 5, or 10, or 20? How big does the group have to get before you feel like something really unlikely has happened? For me, my monkey brain starts to feel like that at around 20 people. You know, that me being chosen is really unlikely. Or unlucky if there's a negative consequence. There's not any profound reason behind this, it's just a gut feeling. For the sake of this video, let's use my tolerance of 1 in 20, or 5%, as being the breaking point for something being unlucky. Of course, given your own tolerance, some numbers will change in what we're about to discuss, but the principle still applies. Let's take a look at the most recent boss in RuneScape, the Gate of Elidinis, as a way to show exactly what I'm talking about. Let's say you really wanted to get the memory Dowser drop from this boss, and you're grinding it until that happens. The memory Dowser has a 1 in 480 drop rate. After how many kills do you think that you would start to feel unlucky in this case? Just in your gut, right? Don't think about it too much. For me, my gut says something like 600 or 700 kills maybe, where maybe I'd want to start complaining about it. But does this align with the luck tolerance we defined earlier? No, it does not, and it's not even really close, to be honest. To roughly calculate how many kills are required before I get to my breaking point of 5%, we can use some basic probability. Imagine you rolled 2 fair 6-sided dice, and getting the drop meant rolling a 2 on either of the dice. The odds of not getting a drop is 5 out of 6 for each dice individually, which we can multiply together to get the total probability of not getting the drop as 25 out of 36, or 70% for 2 dice rolls. Getting the memory Dowser drop from the Gate of Elidinis is like rolling a 480-sided dice and getting a 2. Each time you kill the boss, you're adding an extra dice to your hand when you roll them all. So for n number of kills, the probability of not getting a memory Dowser are 479 divided by 480 to the power of n, because we're multiplying all of the terms together. We set that equal to our initial luck tolerance number of 5%, or 0.05, and we can calculate the number of kills needed to get there, which is 1,437 kills, over double what my gut told me was an unlucky number of kills. Here we see the fundamental problem with RuneScape drop rates on rare items. There's a misalignment between how many kills it takes before we start to feel unlucky, and how many kills it takes to actually become unlucky. And really, I think this comes down to how long it takes to rack up a lot of kills at these bosses. The Gate of Elidinis, for example, can be killed roughly 20 times an hour if you're moving really efficiently with high effort. That means it takes about 35 hours for 700 kills, where I would start to feel unlucky, and 70 hours for 1400 kills, where I would actually become unlucky by being the 1 in 20 individual as we defined earlier. This is a problem, I think, because if I start to get frustrated at 35 hours into a grind, and there's potentially 35 more hours to go, then you're not having fun anymore. I understand that MMO timescales operate a bit differently than timescales on other games, but the feel of a game is so much more important than the reality. I see so many players commenting in clan chat, or on Discord, or on the Reddit, talking about how so crazy unlucky they are. And don't get me wrong, some of them really are, you know, they're the 1 in the 1,000 or 1 in 2,000, which is rare, but still isn't crazy given the player base of RuneScape. And although some people are truly unlucky, many of them are not. And I don't think that's a problem with the players necessarily, because it's the developer's job to make the game feel a good way. at least for as many players as possible. So what needs to be done is to more closely orient how the player feels about being unlucky with the ground truth of actually being unlucky. Of course, this is easier said than done. I mean, first of all, everybody has a different tolerance for bad luck. Some people might expect to drop in 100 kills, even though the drop rate is 1 in 480. There's also considerations with how bad luck mitigation might decrease the value of drops, which also doesn't feel good. And it's easy to take shots at a system or something without proposing your own solution, but that might be a video for another time. Right now, I'm just kind of pointing out a problem that I see. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had an experience where you went super dry somewhere. I mean, again, some people are truly unlucky, but this is still part of the problem. There's just such a big time sink when you go and kill these bosses or try to get these items. If you enjoyed the video, please comment, like, and subscribe. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Until next time.